A haunting opening 1985 New England. A young priest dies mid-exorcism, whispering, they're coming for the Warrens. At the same time, Lorraine Warren jolts awake from a terrifying vision, blood dripping from church walls. She senses a darkness unlike anything they've faced. A call comes in. A Vatican emissary asks the Warrens to investigate a cursed monastery in France. Ed and Lorraine reluctantly agree it may be their final mission. Journey to St. Bernadette's Abbey, the Warrens arrive in the French countryside, greeted by Father Augustine, who explains the abbey's tragic history. Several nuns have gone mad or vanished, and strange markings appear on the walls. The Vatican believes an ancient evil, tied to early church heresy, has returned. Lorraine is unsettled by the overwhelming aura of dread. Their investigation begins under watchful eyes. The return of Valak. As they explore, Lorraine sees a familiar shadowy figure in a veil. Could it be Valak, the demon none they believed banished? But this entity feels stronger, older, and angrier. A painting in the abbey depicts a cloaked entity named Apostata, a fallen angel predating Valak. Ed notes the symbols match those in their most cursed relics. Ghosts of old cases in their quarters, the Warrens begin experiencing terrifying visions from their past. Ed sees Annabelle moving on her own. Lorraine is haunted by the Bloody Bride and the Ferryman. It's as if every entity they've banished is returning one by one. Are they real, or are their memories being twisted against them? The Book of Lost Rites, they discover a hidden chamber beneath the abbey containing the Book of Lost Rites banned centuries ago. Inside are rituals never meant to be read, and names of exorcists who vanished. Father Augustine reveals one name matches a priest who tried to destroy Valak 200 years ago. The last page of the book, it reads, "The Warrens must not survive. Ed's possession begins during an overnight watch. Ed is attacked in the chapel by a swarm of crows and a spectral priest with hollow eyes. He wakes up with bruises around his neck and starts hearing Latin phrases he's never learned. Lorraine suspects early-stage possession. Father Augustine warns, this demon doesn't want to torment, it wants to inherit." The inverted mass, a desecrated ritual, takes place in the abbey. Statues cry blood, relics shatter, and nuns begin chanting in trance. Lorraine interrupts a possessed nun attempting to perform an inverted baptism over Ed. She performs a prayer that temporarily halts the attack. But she's weakening. Each vision takes a piece of her. The demon is feeding on their bond. The mirror room, they discover a sealed room covered entirely in mirrors. Inside, past exorcisms replay, but distorted in reverse. One shows the moment Ed almost died from a heart attack years earlier, but this time he flatlines, the mirror cracks, a voice echoes, "Undo the right, undo the soul." The demon's name, Lorraine's visions, lead her deep into the abbey crypts, where she finds the name of the true entity, Lamashtu, a forgotten Mesopotamian demon goddess tied to child sacrifice and soul theft. Lamashtu existed before Valak and may have created many of the spirits they've faced. The Book of Lost Rites shows the only way to defeat her, a selfless offering by someone marked by her. Lorraine realizes she's been marked since Amityville. Battle of the Abbey, all hell breaks loose. Possessed clergy, fire from the altar, and blood raining from the dome. Ed, half-possessed, tries to kill Father Augustine. Lorraine performs a powerful invocation, saving Ed but collapsing. The demon emerges physically for the first time, in terrifying, shifting forms. Lamashtu speaks through all their past enemies. A warning from the beyond as Lorraine lays unconscious, she enters a white space. There she sees visions of all the souls they saved, children, families, even her younger self. Her mother tells her, "Your faith is stronger than fate." She awakens with renewed power and a tear running down her face. Lorraine's last vision shows a door with Ed behind it. Preparing the final rite with Father Augustine's help, they prepare to perform the last rite of severance, a dangerous exorcism that not only purges the demon but seals it forever. But the cost is high. It may trap the soul of the one who casts it. Lorraine accepts this fate, preparing to sacrifice herself. Ed begs her not to go through with it. Lamashtu's temptation, the demon tempts them both, offering to return Ed's health, Lorraine's youth, even to erase all their pain. They refuse. "You don't know what love is," Lorraine tells the demon. Enraged, Lamashtu attacks directly, shifting into Annabelle, Bathsheba, and Valak. It's their worst nightmares combined. The rite begins, they begin the exorcism. But Lamashtu's power is overwhelming. The abbey begins to collapse around them. Ed is possessed again, turning on Lorraine with supernatural strength. She must make the ultimate choice, save him or banish the evil. She chants the final verse alone as tears run down her face. Lorraine's sacrifice. Lorraine finishes the rite, but her spirit begins to separate from her body. Ed, free from the demon's grip, begs her to stay. A blinding light explodes from her hands, sealing Lamashtu in a crumbling relic. Lorraine collapses in Ed's arms. She whispers, "I'm not afraid. You taught me love is stronger than death." Peace at a price, the abbey burns down. the curse is lifted. Ed survives, barely. Lorraine is in a coma for weeks. When she finally awakens, she's weakened but alive. They return to the U.S., retiring from active cases. Their final words to the press: "We believe and we fought. Now we rest." Final visit to the museum. Back at the Warren Occult Museum, Ed locks away the sealed relic containing Lamish tube. Annabelle's case rattles once, then goes silent. He places a note inside: "Do not open. The last of them lies within." They hold hands in the candlelight. Peace for now. Closure and reflection. A montage shows families the Warrens helped across the decades. Voiceovers from Ed and Lorraine talk about faith, fear, and the purpose of fighting darkness. Their legacy is cemented. Young paranormal researchers study their work. The world moves on, but the legend remains. Epilogue. The torch passes. Father Augustine meets a young couple interested in demonology. He mentions the Warrens' name, handing over a sealed folder labeled "Unfinished Files." They look at each other. Let's continue their work. A new generation is hinted at. Post-credit scene. In the dark vault of the museum, one case begins to glow faintly. A small whisper escapes: "I was the first. I am not the last." The camera zooms into the sealed relic. A faint heartbeat thumps inside. Cut to black. The Conjuring Universe will never rest.